Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of the podcast Beyond the Horizon, where we redefine reality. I am your host, Tabea Zoe, and today I want to take you into my goal for the year, which is to not have any goals. My only goal, really, or my only aim and intention for the year is to radically let my feminine energy lead. I do intend to do another episode that is kind of building on what I'm talking about here, in which I want to share the concept of atemporal success. And those two things, having no goals and reaching for atemporal success, kind of go hand in hand. This time, I just want to share my own process and my thoughts behind this intention. And next time, I will go more into the energetic principles behind it all. This time, I will talk about business. I usually do not talk about my business. I, by now, have to. But I always felt like I don't have the authority yet to really talk about business and how to build a business led by feminine energy, because I am still building and I am still figuring it out. And I haven't seen anyone really do that, completely lead in their feminine energy. Anytime that I see a business coach talking about building a business leading with your feminine energy, they have first, in the beginning of their business, really hustled and worked in the masculine paradigm, and then at some point shifted the energetics. And that is not what I'm doing. I am from the beginning, from the start, really leaning into my feminine energy. But I still go through these phases of kind of getting wobbly and getting hooked into the masculine principles. And when I was contemplating all of these things and really thought about how can I lead from my feminine energy in all areas of life, because in most areas I do, but when it comes to business, I'm still not 100% there. And then I thought, it is so funny that I'm postponing talking about business until I have more evidence or until I have made it, and only then I can share about it, because then you have the evidence to believe me that you can build it in feminine energetics. That goes exactly against feminine energetics. So I'm starting to share more on my process and how I want to build things and what my whole experience has been of leaning more into my feminine energy and doing even more so, being even more radical in that pursuit of leading my life from my feminine energy. I was thinking back to like 1.5 years ago when I did a business coaching, and the coach was asking all of us what our aim, what our vision was, what we wanted, what success meant to us. And I was sitting there and I was thinking, and all of them said, I want to be an expert. I want to be known for da 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 da. And I was sitting there, I was like, that all does not resonate. And when it was my turn, I said, actually, I don't really aspire to work. I want to have a fulfilled life. I want to have a relaxed and peaceful life. And at the same time, I want to do what I really love to do and express myself. And I have a mission. And the mission came to me and asked me to fulfill it. So I feel devoted to it. And that is why I'm doing things. It is not for the goal or the vision, but really it is because of the mission. The people around me didn't get it. And last year I also did a business coaching, and the coach was really advertising and marketing that she was a feminine-led entrepreneur. And then when I got into the container, the first thing she said was, business is inherently masculine. So we can try to make it feminine, but inherently it is masculine. I'm like, what is this? So what I have noticed is that when it comes to success, we have it very twisted. For us who lead from their feminine energy, there are people who have a natural stream of energy that occurs when they are in their masculine energy. So for them, the whole process of life is kind of outside in. They see something in their external reality and then they change internally. Or they set a goal, and while they are moving towards that goal, they change internally and step into this fulfilled feeling as they reach their goal. But when you really are more feminine, that means that your natural stream of energy, your motivation, your inspiration, your lust for life occurs when you allow yourself to be in your feminine energy. Things work the other way around. So first, you are inspired, you have an idea, it comes to you, you are receptive, you are open to it, and that inspires you and moves you into action. So the feminine leads and the masculine follows. The masculine follows through aligned action or creating a container for the feminine to flow within. And I am speaking to you because this is my experience, this is what resonates with me, and this is what I can talk about. Goals don't turn me on. Goals don't motivate me. It's not like I feel successful when I reach something. I feel fulfilled when the experience of doing something fulfills me, no matter the end result. I am happy with the end result when it feels fulfilling to me, not when I have reached some metrics or measures. When I set a deadline and I finish something by that point in time, I don't feel successful. I feel successful when it was a fulfilling experience for me to reach that point, no matter the time, no matter the metric, no matter the measurement. And when it comes to goals, when our intention is to reach an aim, and we make that the reason for our action, it is empty action. For us, led by feminine energy, we start with the reason, the origin, the inspiration, the motivation, the idea, or even deeper than that, the desire for something, or just the feeling of, this is where I need to go. This is what drives our action. And when we set goals for ourselves, we limit that. We kind of twist the dynamic around and start with the goal, the aim, and not the feeling, not the intrinsic motivation. And then it becomes empty. And even if we reach that goal, it has lost all meaning because there is no meaning inside of the action. So for us who lead from our feminine energy, we don't really need goals. We don't need goals. What I've found last year is that I make a plan and something else happens. And anytime I make a plan to do something or to have something happen, life laughs at me and something else occurs. When I feel most in alignment is not when I go with a plan that I have made, but when I listen to myself. And then something else happens. When we think about the typical New Year's resolutions, that morning routine, getting up at 5 a.m, being active every day, being in the routine. You know, we feel like we have reached our goal when we have worked out 3 times a week or something like that. And for men, of course that works. When you have a 24-hour hormonal cycle, and you do the same thing at the same time every single day, of course that works. Of course that routine works. But women have a different hormonal cycle. So the same thing does not feel right and good every single day. So us even reaching for that way of doing something every day or the same thing every day does not make sense. And I know so many women who feel like they are unreliable or not ambitious enough, or like they cannot do things because they still look at what they intend to do and through the masculine lens. But when we think about it and you really allow the feminine to lead, you feel into your body, you are connected to yourself, to your intuition and to your body, and you feel what your body needs. So when you wake up in the morning and you feel like your body needs to move, you move and you exercise. And maybe with time, these habits naturally build, not because you have set the goal and you pushed yourself to do it every single day, but because you are connected to yourself. And because of your connection to self, you feel yourself and you feel what is right for you. The same goes for any plan, actually. What I have noticed last year is that it does not make sense for me to make plans because I set myself up for failure in a way because it goes against my alignment. When I make a plan and I set a date for something and it does not feel right, I have these two forces in my life. The one that wants to keep a commitment, keep up with the plan, keep up with my own schedule, and the other one that really feels her alignment. And I often need to break my schedule, my timeline, my commitment to stay in alignment. So it does not make sense for me to make any more plans if I know that my alignment says something different. And in my alignment, the real things happen. Last year, I started a whole second business with my fiance. And this is not something that we had planned. By the beginning of the year, we did not know that this was happening or coming our way. It wasn't even in our field. And when it came to finding a home here in the mountains, we really listened to our intuition. We just moved with what felt right, even if it meant not acting, even if it meant not looking for an apartment. When everyone told us, like, you need to look for something, what are you doing? Where will you live in 2 weeks when you don't have anything lined up? And within the last 2 weeks of our previous lease, we found a new apartment and the holiday home, the holiday apartment that we are renting out now. And it came our way. We didn't seek out for it. We didn't look for it. We were just open to it, both of us. And then the opportunity came to us and we embraced it. And in every step of building out that business, preparing everything, setting everything up, it all just happened one decision at a time. I did not have a strategy. I did not have a plan. I just moved with whatever felt natural and right to do next. So at one point, for example, we decided to do an advertisement in a magazine. This is also something that we did not look for, but someone wrote us and asked us if we wanted to be part of it. We said yes. And then when we prepared the advertisement, we realized that we needed a website so we can send people somewhere. We cannot just write down a phone number. So I said, okay, we need a website. So within 2 days, I built us a website so that we would meet the deadline that the magazine had. And this is the way that I have acted the most last year. And every time that I made a plan, it did not work. This is, on one hand, following your intuition, being connected to yourself, being connected to your body. But then there also comes something deeper that opens up when you really allow yourself to lean into the natural stream of energy that is happening for you. You trust in the universe providing for you, and you trust in your own ability, and you trust in life. What happens when you reach even further down and you go beyond just your own momentary inspiration or motivation, and you reach even deeper into your desires and your ideas, and you reach even deeper into your authentic essence and who you actually are, and listen to that, and you go even deeper in, behind, beyond, hidden inside your authentic essence is your own divinity. This is how you reach God within yourself. I don't even know when the first time was when I felt this, but this is something that just opened up to me in so many different ways, in so many different situations, that I really feel this deep connection to the divine from within. When I step out of the way, when I let go of my own ideas of how things are supposed to be or how things are supposed to happen, when I let go of my own motivation to do things, when I let go of my own understanding or my own desires or what I think is meant for me, when I let go of all of that and step out of the way, what happens is that this natural stream of energy heightens, and it comes directly from the divine. I am led in a way where I don't even need to listen to my own intuition anymore. I just feel into my alignment. I just feel into the shifts in energy, and I go. I cannot set goals because I don't know where things are guiding me. I am led by my heart, by my mission, and by the divine working through me. And I know that when I allow the divine to work through me, the best things happen in my life. Not just what I want or what I think would be the best thing to happen for me, but really the most incredible things that I could not even imagine. But for that to happen, I need to step out of the way. So every time that I set a goal and that I plan something, and at the same time I open myself up to the divine to lead me, I am fooling myself. Goals do not work for me, and I bet they don't work for you. How many times have you set out an intention? How many times have you planned ahead what you want to do, and then you go through life and something completely different happens? Or you are so committed to being disciplined and you need to punish yourself and push yourself to do something that does not feel natural to you. And when you let go and you let God, suddenly everything falls into place. How many times does that happen to you? We need to step out of the way. And this is what it means to let the feminine lead, to lead from within, to let the energy just move through you, rush through you, and just to flow, to move as one with life. What that does not mean is that I'm not ambitious. What has changed for me over the last year is that in the beginning, I was so focused on meeting an image of success that I had made up in my mind that others would understand. And in so many other areas of my life, people think that I am crazy and I'm okay with it. But when it comes to business, I had still so many assumptions and expectations and ego attachments that I really want to be seen as professional and intelligent and driven and ambitious and successful in the end. I really used my business as proof. See that I'm not crazy, that this way of living life is reasonable and that it works. You know, in so many other areas of my life, I have let go of that completely. And I know that people think I'm crazy, even when I met my fiance, for example. Before I met my fiance, I was dating around and I attracted the wrong kinds of guys. Then I fell for someone who had a girlfriend in an open relationship, but that a guy that really could not give me what I wanted. And then I returned back to myself. I did more inner work. And when I went back to dating, I wrote down in my dating profile, I am looking for the love of my life. And something around, and if we only make it through a short-lived romance, let's make it a fulfilling one. That was kind of like still my holding back on my wish, the last part, but I really went into dating like I am looking for the love of my life. And in the meantime, I am enjoying romance in all its forms. I am open to have a single summer or like years of just embracing being single and meeting incredible men. And within 2 weeks, 5 dates, I met my now fiance who proposed to me within 6 weeks. And everybody thought I was crazy when I already knew that he was proposing. I mean, I am psychic. A week before he proposed, I was telling everybody, he's about to propose. And they were like, you are crazy, as if What are you thinking? As that cannot happen. You have only known each other for 6 weeks. He wasn't even around for 4 weeks. So you only met for 2 weeks. He's not going to propose to you. And he did. Allowing yourself to feel your desires and then opening up even further to the divine having the best and greatest plan for you means that you go all in, that you claim what you do. It does not mean that you are not ambitious or that you aren't going after what you want, but that you remove the aim, that you remove the goal. So how do you do that? You remind yourself of the origin of your alignment, the origin of your aligned action. It is not the aim or the goal or the end result why you are doing anything. You are doing what you are doing because it feels in alignment. You are doing what you are doing because it is in alignment with your mission. You are doing what you are doing because the divine told you to. To do that, to go all the way there, you need to first listen in. And you need to really hear it. So for me right now, I feel like I have held back in so many ways in my business to fit an image of success, to fit a professional image, to fit into a plan that I have made, or the logical reasoning behind how things are supposed to work. And right now, for this year, my aim, my intention is to lead even more radically from my feminine energy. That means that I will most likely do some big shit, impulsive shit, that I will delete things and stop things and readjust and just move with the illogical. It does not matter anymore to me. And I don't think it should to you. Let go of reason. Let go of the logic. In hindsight, this will be the most incredible story. This is how life works. This is what we could do if we trusted life. To do the most irrational thing, go all in on ourselves, on our mission, on our dreams, on our desires, and let life do the work for us. And just let life bring what should happen. Let life bring us the opportunities that are meant for us. Let life work with us and co-create with us and dance with us. Goals will not get you there. And I mean, I am still here. I am still following my mission. I am still reaching for the stars. And in that time that I have been on this path, I have seen so many men in particular hustling their ass off, building a business that then is crumbling to the ground. And they all told me in the beginning, the people that surrounded me told me, you need to hustle, you need to work hard, you need to do da to succeed. And all they reached in their life until now, I mean, they still have time, but in that time, in that mentality, what they have reached is burnout and building something up that is then crumbling down and not feeling fulfilled. I am at a point where even if I have not reached the success that I am aiming for, I am so fulfilled. I am so happy. I am so content. I love life. And it's not even just like I'm living in a romance with life. It is not just these moments and these crazy stories and these situations where everything seems to be like not working out and then things are working out within like minutes and weeks. 2 weeks is kind of my magic time zone. But that in every single moment I am connected to this. In every single moment, I am connected to the mystical and the mundane. In every single moment, I feel this deep love. And it's not hectic, it is not chaotic anymore, but it's just how I move. And any time that I try not to move this way, it does not work. So you will see me really going with it, moving as one with life to the ultimate extreme. And you will see. I'm already fulfilled. What do I have to lose? So This is my first message of the year, to not set any goals, but instead to listen in and to open yourself up to the divine having the best plan for you, and for you to trust the stream of energy that is guiding you in your life, to trust your alignment, to feel into your alignment instead, and to let the feminine lead. And that means that you can have a great mission and a great vision, and to go all in with all of your ambition and still take it one moment at a time, one choice at a time, with a lot of awareness around what you are doing, just really feeling life in every single moment, meeting life where it is and moving with it. If you want to dive deeper into these energetic principles and mastering them and moving this way through life, I highly recommend joining the Creative Waters Way. And if you want to redefine reality with me, and you want to talk about what is beyond the horizon and a new paradigm that we are moving into, reach out to me, and I would love to chat and consider inviting you in on my podcast to discuss all of these topics. That's it. If you enjoy this podcast, please share and subscribe and leave me a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and I will talk to you very soon. Until then, bye.